Hello again and welcome to Susan Ewa, the platform where we speak truth to power. I wanted to do something quickly. Um, this issue has been going on. There's been a lot of fracas and things going on in Yoruba Nation, and I deliberately have stayed out of it for a number of reasons. I've deliberately stayed out of it because I didn't want to be involved in anything in that way. I've deliberately kept quiet. I've deliberately not got involved in taking either sides. I'm not taking on Onitiri's side or Professor Banji Akitoye's side. My focus is the flag above, the Yoruba Nation. What I want to say here briefly, it may take 5-10 minutes, but just hear me out. You're of course watching Citizen Awa, the platform where we speak truth to power. What I would like to say is this: the discussion that we are having in the movement is very, very regressive. We are having what I like to call regressive discussions. That is to say that we are talking about things from the point of view of, yes, I believe in Yoruba Nation, it's going to happen, that's it. And and anything else, and then we no, and people are making announcements, about a date that we're now a Yoruba nation. We've got a place, we've got a nation, we've got, I've got a cabinet, I've got all of these statements are coming out, and people are saying, yes, we will get it. You know, and on the basis of that, many people have actually made a lot of decisions, but they've been really upset at what has unfolded within the movement. And we're all to blame to a certain extent because we raised the level of expectation. But having said that, I would like to say that the awareness that we brought about Yoruba Nation has done two things. One good thing, it has raised the level of awareness about the clamor for Yoruba Nation, certainly from those of us in diaspora and quite a number of people at home as well. So that's a good thing. That's a plus. That's a plus. That's a bonus. Going back to 2020, March 2020, when all of this really kicked off with Oduduwa TV Radio and others as well, and Frank Bello and David Hamilton and Erelu and Yomiko Iki and Omoba and Lady B and so Amotekun and myself and so many names that came to the fore as a result of the clamor for Yoruba Nation, that we succeeded in raising the level of awareness and of awareness. And of course, what we did very well was also we were doing a lot of rallies and there was some fundraising in there. Do you know? Does anybody know if we've raised £1 billion so far? £1 billion so far, not a pound, £1 billion. I don't think we have in its totality in all the 3 years. And that is very important point to really highlight for me. It's a very important point. I don't think we've raised £1 billion. I don't think so. In all our clamor and everything we've been doing, the fundraising, I don't think we've raised £1 billion combined. All of us in the movement for Yoruba Nation, we haven't. And I will come back and explain why that is a very important point. Now, going back to the fracas and the disagreements, and this one said, and that one said, and this one is causing this one, and that one is causing that one. We are not achieving Yoruba Nation doing that. We are ridiculing what we have worked so hard to achieve. We are all collectively, ridiculing what we want to achieve. There's now a scramble for power, but to be honest, like I said, number one, we raise the level of awareness. Number two, however, a not so good one. The level of awareness that we raised in Yoruba Nation, those who had means and ways to try and achieve their own goals jumped on that bandwagon and used it for their own political ends. That's the reality. They used it for their own political ends to such an extent. We got so the noise that we were making and the clamor and everybody going and the rally and all of that. That was very good to a certain extent, but there were certain things that we missed out, in my opinion. We missed out not we were very good at raising the awareness, but we did not talk to the people about how to participate in their own governance. We never did that. We were just on the move of go for Yoruba Nation and the groundswell will take us there. No, we need something deeper than that. We need the participation of the people in their own governance already, so that this movement can take off in any part of Yoruba land without having that deep awareness of how you can participate in your governance and actually exercising that on a daily basis. We cannot achieve Yoruba Nation. We can't. So going back, number one, we raise the level of awareness. Fantastic. Great. Everybody knows about us around the world. Great. Not so good. Number two, those who had political ends tapped into what we were doing and they said, oh, you know what? Whatever happens, and whatever the saying was going, if whatever happens, well, I'll just be part of the people clamoring for it. And that now became, so the work we did, others benefited from. The work we did, others benefited from. The awareness we raised collectively, others outside of the movement benefited from it to their own political end, and it has served them well. We need to be very, very clear with ourselves. So any talk now, all we have right now is just awareness, which is great, but we haven't got Yoruba Nation, and we won't get it anytime in the short, at least in the next 4 years. We're not. We need to be realistic. What has happened now, as you saw, I don't know if you saw the video I did earlier on, Tinubu is now sworn in. Let me see if I can find a video of that quickly to bring to you. I'm just going to go and bring you that video of Tinubu being sworn in, because it's important. No, that's the airline. What do you think about the airline? Do you think it's a goer? Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think, So I'm going to just try and touch on that briefly. Yeah, here we go. So I want you to just see Tinubu on the top of the villa. But let's just see the picture of him. Oh, here we go. So here is Tinubu, on a brief tour of the villa, but he's been shown around by the president. He's been shown around. That is something that so let's just take it from the top again. Go back here. Okay. So they didn't put any sound. So that's Tinubu, meeting the president-elect meeting the former president, the current president. So, and, all of that. What I want us to know is that I don't think that Tinubu would probably be the president if it wasn't for the noise we were making. If it wasn't the awareness that we were making. I know people will not like what I said there, but I don't think Tinubu would be the president now if not for the noise that we were making. We were making a lot of noise and making awareness, all over the social media. Nobody could miss us. And they tapped into that. We have to be very, very, very realistic about that. That is a fact. So I thought I'd bring this to you and, just to show you Tinubu there as he's, going in and sort of, let me see, I'll show you when he weighs, So for me, I think the man that benefited the most from Yoruba Nation is Tinubu. For me, the man that benefited the most from Yoruba Nation is Tinubu. That's not to say that our movement has failed. No, it hasn't. We have raised the awareness. Everybody knows we're going for Yoruba Nation. And I still believe in Yoruba Nation, as many of us do. But the problem that we're having is there's a lot of infighting. And we need to dissect how and why we're having infighting and everything else. Now, I talked about awareness. And of course, the second part of it is some others came and took advantage of that to their own political ends in the current system of governance that we have. That's the reality of what was played. That's the reality. Now, the next part of what they did was in putting Tinubu, in ensuring that Tinubu now is the president of of Nigeria. Any plans that any clamor that we have for Yoruba Nation is somewhat, they've sucked the air. It's like you're sucking the air out of the room. Because what they will ask us is, they will say, okay, I get that you want Yoruba Nation. So they'll say, but tell me, who is your president now? Who's your president-elect? And they will say, it's Tinubu, as you see on the screen. So they'll say, instead of having a shout, since it's your president-elect, go and speak to him. That's what they will say to us. And of course, let's not forget, by putting Tinubu now, there's been a bit of a separation between Yorubas and Igbos, if we are honest with ourselves. There's been a bit of a separation between Igbos and Yorubas as a result of Tinubu. Just like if they had even put Peter Obi, let's just say Peter Obi by some chance got in, it would have created. So they knew what this is, a political game that they played on us. But we need to be very clever about where we're going. And that's why I said what I said now. We need to be very careful we need to be very strategic about the steps and the moves that we make. I'm talking to all of us generally. We need to now understand that whether we like it or not, as much as I am for Yoruba Nation, as much as I'm going for that and I'm doing everything I can to continue to talk about it, we need to talk about it from a realistic point of view. Right now, our people are suffering at the hands of a failed governance. And they have not been able to do something, which is to participate in the governance and be able to begin to benefit from the current system. Now, what we need to do is, in preparation for Yoruba Nation, I think, let me bring that up again so you can see it. I think it is important for us, I'll just bring this up. So yeah, it is important for us to now work out a plan as to how to achieve Yoruba Nation through participation within our current governance. Because that's the only option. We cannot ignore the current governance. And I will tell you why we cannot ignore it. I will give you a very, very cogent reason why we cannot ignore it. You remember I told you at the beginning of the broadcast, I said to you that in Yoruba Nation as a whole, in our struggle, we haven't raised 1 billion naira. We haven't. People can, if you have evidence that we've raised 1 billion naira, please present it. We haven't. Well, in the current system that we have, there are literally billions of naira, trillions of naira being paid to monthly to local government that nobody's questioning. And our people who we are asking to go and support us in Yoruba Nation, we are not teaching them how to participate in the government to make sure that that money begins to benefit them in their community. We're not doing that. That is an avenue, that is the open door that we, Yoruba Nation, we can use. We can go in there, begin to talk to our people about how they can get involved in their governance, how they can participate in their governance. That's why I talk about the need for them to know about section 14.2a, 14.2c, which I bring and I talk about a lot. That is an opportunity for us, because in talking to them about how they can participate in governance, we are preparing them for when the opportunity for Yoruba Nation arises, because it will arise. It will arise. I am sure of that. It will arise. What we need to do is go now to the drawing board and begin to do two simple things that I think we need to do. Is to encourage our people to participate in their governance. And here's the thing that you need to, for those of you who may not have seen what I did before, but I want you to please, of course, share this broadcast. It's very important key points that I'm about to raise here, because these are things that we need to do. These are things that we need to do quite urgently. Let me see. 1 second, please. Yeah, here we go. So now, keep in mind, I am well aware that this is a fraudulent 1999 constitution. I'm well aware of it. But what is our goal? Yoruba Nation is our goal. That's our goal. This here is our goal. We need to focus on that goal. We need to understand that the steps we are taking now will take us to Yoruba Nation if we are consistent and we redouble our efforts and we collectively work towards that goal assiduously in every community. That's our goal. Now, to achieve that goal, we need our people to begin to exercise these powers here. These two powers that are inside the flawed constitution. Don't get me, the constitution is flawed. Don't get me wrong, it is flawed. It is totally flawed. But here is what I want us to really focus on. We can use this power here. 14.2a. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. That is a very powerful piece of statement right there. We need to encourage our people, Yorubas in Yoruba land, to know that they have that power. Even though we want to move from Nigeria, because we are still currently in Nigeria, they need to use that power now. They need to be using it every day. We need to teach them how to do it, how to use that power to get the things they need. Because remember, I said to you, let me put it in black and white here so that people understand. Sorry, quickly. Let me just, whilst that is going on, I'm just quickly going to do something. I want to make a statement quickly here. One quick statement that back here. Let me just make one quick thing here, and you'll see come up. So I'm going to just ask a question, and you will see come up. Yeah, 1 second. No. So here we go. Okay. One minute, please. Just give me a minute. The song in the background is How Long Will I Go to Suffer? The song I wrote. Have a listen to it. Please help us share it, raise the level of awareness about it as well. Naira. So you will see that come up in a minute. It's just something for us to think about in our discussions, because a lot of people don't really understand that fact, and it's a fact that we have to really factor into our discussions if we are going to be honest with ourselves. So let me just make it here. So okay, so 1 second, you see come up in a minute, because it's important to understand and to really understand that particular central point. Without that, we are just going to be running around in circles, and we shouldn't be allowing ourselves to do that. Yeah, we shouldn't. So okay, so let me just go here, and please, of course, you can quote me if you quote me and give me as far as I understand it. So now this is what I want you to look at now. So we go back again. So how much has Yoruba Nation raised? I'm talking collectively. To date, we haven't raised 1 billion naira. Citizen AY. That for me is a fact that we must take cognizance of. And the reason why I'm telling you about this is because we need to understand that very, very powerful point. Sorry about that. So go back again. Just make it work. Here we go. So now, okay. So now we come back here, and let me go and get this one for you. So like I said, so you need to really understand now that we need to teach our people about the current constitution and what they can get. By using those powers, they can begin to get infrastructure in their community. How do they go about doing that? By participating in their government. Because section 14.2c says the participation by the people in their governance shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. talking about Section 14.2a, talking about the Nigerian Constitution, that you see, we all know it's a fraud. We agree. I agree with you, it's a fraud. We want to get rid of it. But for as long as we have a governance that's going to be sworn in on the 29th of May, they're going to be sworn in. They are going to be sworn in on the 29th of May. They are. We cannot ignore that. So we have to begin to teach in every community. Local government area must be our focus. We need to ensure that our people begin to get to the local government area and begin to find out things like the monthly allocation. I will keep talking about it because it is a very vital point that has really shone a light that I did not even know was going to be there. Let me show you quickly something. This is we're going to go into the local government details. I'm going to bring this down. This, you know, I said that we haven't reached £1 billion. Let me go and bring that thing up again. So tell me if I'm wrong. You know, you can of course, you know, to date we haven't reached £1 billion. We haven't reached £1 billion. Unless if you have a contrary, of course, provide it. We haven't reached £1 billion. We haven't. So what I want us to now look at now that I've mentioned that, now let's go and look at what is being paid to local government areas in the south, in Yoruba Southwest. In Southwest, I'll give you a number of states, and I will tell you I'll give you a rough figure of what they're paying to local governments. Let's look at Lagos. Yeah, this is Lagos right here. Can you see that? Let me see. I'm just going to show you. So we're looking at Lagos. This is the amount they pay for local government in Lagos. Lagos, and that's for December. This is just for December 2022. In Lagos, they received 13 trillion for the whole of Lagos. You see? That's 13 trillion naira. Can you see that? That's 13 trillion naira they received for Lagos. Now remember what I said before. Remember I said that we have not raised £1 billion naira for our struggle. We haven't raised £1 billion naira. We haven't raised £1 billion naira. And these guys who were trying to wrestle and take Yoruba Nation from have access to what? They have access to, on a monthly basis, in just one state, Lagos, 13 billion naira for all of the 20 local government areas they have in Lagos State. Let's go and look at Kwara. Kwara, they get, so you can see now, that's Lagos there. Just want to show you so you can see. That's Lagos. You can see that's the figure there. So if we pick, and one of the largest people receiving money in Lagos is Alimosho. They received 1.034 trillion in December last year. Trillion, not a billion. And collectively as Yoruba Nation, we haven't reached £1 billion naira. So you can see the problem that we face. That's the cold, hard facts I'm giving you. I'm not sugarcoating. I'm giving you cold, hard facts. If we are going to achieve Yoruba Nation, then we need to raise the awareness about this amount of money for our people who we are trying to free from slavery, to begin to exercise those powers, to demand for that money to be used to fix their infrastructure within their community. That is what we must do. So that's Lagos. Let's go and look at Kwara. I'm just showing you. So Kwara State has got, how much is it? Let me just make that slightly bigger. If I can, here we go. Yeah. So Kwara State has got 3.743 trillion. You see, Lagos got 13, Kwara got 3.743. And let's look at Kogi, got 4.982 trillion. See that? You know, I'm just showing you for all, this is for everything you see here. These are local governments. These are all local governments. Everything you see here, they are all local government. So if we talked about Kwara, we talked about Kogi. So in Kwara, they got 16 local governments. In Kogi, they got 21 local governments. Yeah. And they got 4 trillion. In Keb, let me look at the next one. I'm just trying to, so these are the areas we need to focus on. So Lagos, let's go and look at Oyo. Let's go and look at Oyo. I want you to look at Ogun State. Let's look at Ogun State. Ogun State got 4 trillion in just 1 month. 4 trillion naira in just 1 month. for 20 local government areas. Okay? I'm just showing you what we are faced with. Ondo State, they got 4 trillion again, but for this, like for 18 local government areas, 4.3 trillion naira. But in 3 years, Yoruba Nation, we have not raised 1 billion naira. So you can see now that it is important that for our people begin to teach them how to participate in the governance, because without that money, we simply cannot give the people the kind of things they need to get to improve their lives on a daily basis. We need to encourage them to participate in their governance. They have to participate because Tinubu is going to be sworn in. And we have to start teaching the people in our local communities, local government areas, to begin to question those people they elect into office. We are preparing them. Keep in mind, we are preparing them for when the time and the opportunity comes for Yoruba Nation. Because it will come. Because when the people start participating in governance, the penny will drop. Oh, so we're having to force and do this to make sure we get what is ours, and we'll have to continue on a continuous basis. And if we want to, the time will come, the people themselves will say we want a referendum. And when they don't get that referendum, when they now get that referendum, guess what? They themselves will advocate for Yoruba Nation. Right now, we're telling them Yoruba Nation, but there is no building blocks behind Yoruba Nation. There is no building blocks. There's none. Look at what I'm showing you. These are facts, Ondo. Yeah. So Oshun, they got 6.888 trillion naira for 30 local government areas. That's just in December 20. That's just 1 month, though. Just 1 month. But we haven't raised a billion naira in 3 years. All of us totality for Yoruba Nation. So we need to be very realistic about what we're doing. I believe in Yoruba Nation, but the steps we're taking there, we need to use this kind of funds. We cannot walk away from. We cannot. So Oyo now, look at Oyo. Oyo State has got 5 trillion. No, in fact, is it? No, that's 8 trillion for 33 local government areas. 8 trillion. Just in December 2022 alone. Just in December 2022 alone. You can see that 8 trillion. Let's go and look at so I've done Oyo. Let's see. So I've done Oyo, Oshun, Ekiti, Ondo. Let me see if there's I'm trying to just show you if there's anything else. I'm trying to show you just so you know. So without looking at this, I hope by what I'm showing you now, people will need to understand that we have to encourage our people. Our job now must be to get people who are for Yoruba Nation to begin to work together in every local government area to be part of the process on ground, because they're preparing for when we get Yoruba Nation. They have to be part of that process. Get used to demanding for the funds that are released on a monthly allocation to be released to their community, and they can join as part of all of the collective community to demand that the roads in the community be fixed. Now, when that is going on, then we can start introducing Yoruba Nation into the discussion. Because now they can see the benefits of why we're saying Yoruba Nation. Right now, we're just saying Yoruba Nation, and they're starving. And there's money. There's loads of money. Our job as Yoruba Nation is to help our people. Yes, I get it. We're still in Nigeria. But our goal is this goal. Look. Our goal is ultimately Yoruba Nation. That's our goal. That is our goal. And we are going to use the current system as a conduit to achieve it. It's going to be a gradual process. So I think we need to re-strategize and think of what we are doing and how we are doing it. Because, like I said, we haven't raised a billion. Our goal is Yoruba Nation. There's no doubt about that. But how do we get there? How? What is going on now? The fights and the squabbles and all of that, that's not how we achieve Yoruba Nation. In the face of this monthly amount that they're receiving, That's the struggle. We cannot match with the 1 billion all collectively we've raised together. Imagine, this is there past, I've just told you, Ogun State, 4 trillion. Yeah? Ogun State, let me see. So I've told you Lagos. So let's find the other one. Lagos, you've seen 13 trillion in Lagos. Yeah? 13,296. Then Kwara, 3 trillion. 3.7 trillion. Kogi, 4.993 trillion, I think, or 883, one of the two. And then you look at what else? I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to show you more and more and more. So let's go to the next one. I'm going to just quickly, let me wide out here for a second. Not that one. Yeah, I'll just wide it out. Let me see if there's anything else here. So I've done that. So we need to see, I've done Osun, Ekiti, Ondo, Kwara. Let me just see if there's anything else that I want to show you before I wrap it up. But and again, this goes also for people who are the Biafrans. The money that is going on, unless we teach our people how to begin to access those funds through participation in the governance, we can't achieve either Yoruba Nation or Biafra Nation. Plain fact. Plain fact. I know people don't want to hear this, because the people need to understand that they have to now go. The job starts in our local government area. That's where we start. If we do not do that, any hope we think of getting anything Yoruba Nation, it's not going to materialize. The amount of money, Ekiti got 2.46, I believe it is. Yeah, you see, that's 2. Ekiti for 16 local government areas. Is that 2 or 3? Sorry, let me just make sure I make that bigger. Let me just make that bigger. 1 second. Yeah, 3. Sorry, 3.458 for Ekiti. Yeah, so Ekiti. Now let me see if there's any more. I'm just showing you. That is what we face. That is what we're faced with. So yeah, I think I've shown you all of it. So yeah, I'm just trying to show you the kind of thing. Let me go for Ogun State again. Let me show you the Ogun State one. The Ogun State figure for all of Ogun State is 4.613. Sorry, let me go back up here. I'll go up here so you can see it. Ogun State is 4.613. You see that? It's up there. And that's for 20 local government areas. And they are all listed there. The reason I'm showing you all of this is because we need to understand, again, I'm going to reiterate that point. To date, we have not raised 1 billion naira. All of Yoruba Nation, we haven't. And they are in a month, states are getting trillions upon trillions of naira. And our people are not accessing those funds. So we need to teach our people, like he said in the broadcast here, we have to do what? We have to teach our people. Sorry, let me go back again. I don't know what happened there. I'll just bring it up. So this is what we need to do. So our job, how to achieve Yoruba Nation through participation with our current governance, within our current governance. So that is the key to where we're going. I hope this makes sense. I'm not prepared to discuss who is right, who's wrong in the struggle between Unitiri and Professor Aketoye and all that. It's not going to solve anything. The underlying issue is what I just showed you. On a month-by-month basis in the National Bureau of Statistics, 10 months straight, they've been paid money, and they're paid. I'm waiting for the figure for January to March 2022-23 to come as well. So it will make that figures even bigger. It will make that figure even bigger. And another, you will have to really understand how. I said to you, Alimosho alone got 1 trillion naira in December last year. So the need for us to participate in that system cannot be overemphasized. It is clear as night and day. We need to encourage our people. I'm going to try and see if I can have a meeting with others as well and talk about this and have a discussion and really bring this to our attention on a great day. We need to talk more about this. So when I talk about this, you can now see that it's not about forgetting Yoruba Nation. It's about using what we have now, begin to participate in that governance. We need to teach our people how to do it and explain to them. Now that you get that information, you have the power, because of the constitution, to go and hold your leaders to account, because you have this. These are the kind of things, and I've done it in Yoruba as well. I've translated it to Yoruba already. And I'm sharing that with people. So I cannot overemphasize how important this is for us. So you've seen now, Yoruba Nation in total, we've not reached 1 billion naira. These guys are getting trillions of naira every month in the current system. Who do you think is going to win? If we don't participate in the current system of governance by encouraging our people to start taking action within their own community independently themselves, so they can get the things they need, we won't get Yoruba Nation. We won't. But if we join hands and we start showing them, they will remember Yoruba Nation taught us this. They have our interest at heart. And they will remember when they start enjoying that road. When they start seeing that they demand, they hold the local government chairman to account, the councillor, the House of Reps, the senators, and the state House of Assembly members and the governors. By holding them to account on that money, that money must be released. If they start doing it in every community, I guarantee you, we will have infrastructure. And they will remember that Yoruba Nation was the one that should lead them to this revelation that's transformed their lives. So they know that we have their interest at heart genuinely. So I want us all to really think about this. I'm not interested in fighting or causing this one or seeing that, because tell me, how has infighting among Yoruba Nation agitators and supporters, how has that improved the lives of our people? Other than for them to sit down and watch a show 3-4 hours and yes, they are still in the same spot, and this money is going every month. It is better we put our energy together and show them how they can participate in the system, begin to hold their governors to account at local level. Forget Tinubu, forget whoever is the president. They need to be doing this at local level. I'll show you again. This is the amount of money that is going out. Nobody's 4 trillion. Just Ogun State, that's 4 trillion naira in Ogun State in 1 month. Yeah? Now let me go and look at Lagos. 13 trillion naira in 1 month, December 2022. It's a no-brainer. So guys, when you get this broadcast, please share it. We need to really take steps to ensure that we begin to urge our people to collectively participate in their governance. By participating in our governance, we're preparing for them for the time when they can now go in and join in and become and go for Yoruba Nation. But in the meantime, they can begin to get the infrastructure that they desperately need in every community. We must do that. This has got to be something we start now, before the 29th of May. Let's all join hands. I'm going to try and see if I can call 1 or 2 people, talk about it and see. But I wanted to bring this out to you as those of you supporting and watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. If this resonates with you, please share it. Let people see. And I even have access to, I'll see if I can put the access to this, how you can access it. I'll put it into it because I've done a program on that it shows you how you can go to the National Bureau of Statistics and download and actually see these figures yourself. So everybody can have access. This is a powerful tool that we must use, because it is only by participation in our local government will our people's lives improve. There's no point. And if you don't participate, you won't get anything. And it has to be done collectively. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. The song keeps asking, how long? How long? So, how long are we going to suffer? We have the opportunity to make this change. Let me just recap on what I'm trying to tell you. How to achieve Yoruba Nation through participation within our current governance. That is a dead That is the most important way for us to go. I don't know what your thoughts are. Let me know your thoughts. Leave your comments. Please share this broadcast. I'm going to try and do this again in Yoruba on Oduduwa TV Radio. Please don't forget to subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, the platform where we speak truth to power. As you see, we spend a lot of time and effort in really researching and bringing really important information that will transform the lives of our people. The goal is Yoruba Nation. But to get there, we need to start interacting with the current governance on ground. As it currently stands now, I have to say this, because we have a president-elect that is Yoruba, anybody we talk to, they will tell us to go and speak to our leader. And as far as the world is concerned, the only leader we have as Yorubas is Tinubu, nobody else. That's the reality. Yes, I know we're working with Baba, and he's the one we see in that role and everything else. But with all of this fracas and everything going on, and the reality on ground, we are still in Nigeria. Tinubu is the head. Whether we like it or not, that's besides the point. That's the reality. So we need to engage with the current system, teach our people how to get the best out of the current system. And once they start getting used to participating, we are preparing them for the time when Yoruba Nation comes. They can now continue that process within Yoruba Nation. Because that time will come. It will come. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth power. Please share. If this resonates with you, please share. Thank you for watching. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I might come back again and do this on a live broadcast, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you.